Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. On December 14, 2022, Bert B, church leader and notable religious liberty advocate, died in Silver Spring, Maryland at the age of 94. Bert was born on June 15, 1928 in Gland, Switzerland, where his parents Walter and Gladys were serving as missionaries. Bert spent his childhood and adolescence in Switzerland, including during World War II, and he was fluent in several European languages. In 1948, Bert graduated from Pacific Union College and began his service to the church as an elementary school principal in Northern California. 3 years later, he and his Belgian wife, Eliane, went as missionaries to France, where Bert worked as an evangelist for a year until, in 1952, he was called to Italy to be principal of the Istituto Adventista di Cultura Biblica, or the Italian Union Training School, at Villa Aurora in Florence. Bert served there for 6 years, during which time he studied at the famous Sorbonne in Paris, earning a PhD in French and American history. From 1958 to 1960, he taught at Washington Missionary College, today's Washington Adventist University, before he and Eliane returned to Europe, but this time to just outside London to lead the Northern European Division's Education and Sabbath School departments. This photograph shows him in 1970. Bert worked in those two departments until 1973, adding the leadership of the division's Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Department. Notably, he was the World Church's observer at the Second Vatican Council, attending a number of meetings from 1962 to 66, writing many reports about the experience for church papers. In 1973, Bert was elected Secretary of the Northern European Division, a role he filled until 1980. This photograph shows him as Division Secretary in 1979. At the 1980 General Conference session in Dallas, Bert was elected Director of the General Conference Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Department. He served in that capacity for 15 years until retiring in 1995. He was a notable religious ambassador for the Seventh-day Adventist Church, serving for many years as Secretary of the Conference of Christian World Communions. Bert continued to work part-time for the General Conference for several years after his retirement, and, as an erudite and witty speaker, Bert continued to be much in demand for keynote addresses around the world. He was also a widely published author, most notably of the books Ecumenism, Boon or Bane, and Pattern for Progress, the Role and Function of Church Organization. Bert Beach passed away 1 year ago this week. On December 16 in 1915, Vernon Nye was born in the U.S. state of New York. Nye married his childhood sweetheart Nora Neffel on August 14, 1938. Vernon and Nora had a son named Gilbert and a daughter named Paulette. In 1941, aged 26, Nye began working as an illustrator for the Review and Herald Publishing Association in Tacoma Park, Maryland. After 14 years with the Review, Nye moved to the Napa Valley in California, where he became an art professor at Pacific Union College in 1955. As chair of the art department for 21 years, he expanded the college's art program to offer bachelor's degrees. After Nye left PUC in 1975, he shared his artistic talent and passion for teaching at Walla Walla College, Atlantic Union College, and Loma Linda University. Nye was a member of the American Watercolor Society and was awarded the prestigious Edgar A. Whitney Award for his work. He continued to paint into his long retirement. Nora Nye died in 2009. Vernon Nye passed away July 24, 2013, at the age of 97. Many Adventists will be familiar with Nye's paintings of Adventist history, which are frequently reproduced. You can read more about Vernon Nye in the Encyclopedia of Seventh-day Adventists at encyclopedia.adventist.org. And that was this week in Seventh-day Adventist history.